Good afternoon and welcome to this edition of the North and Central Georgia Weekly Weather Briefing. Today is Thursday, February 13th, and we'll be looking ahead over the next 5 to 7 days at potential weather impacts across the area. So we are looking at a better day today. Over the last couple of days, we've had some periods of heavy rain. All of that has ended and pushed east of the area, but we're still dealing with some residual flooding, especially to some of the rivers and streams across north and central Georgia. Look for that to linger over the next couple of days. The next storm system, which is expected to impact the area late Saturday into Sunday, we are anticipating another round of heavy rain, although amounts are not expected to be as high as what we've seen over the last couple of days, but it still could present some localized flood issues, especially with the grounds being saturated as they are right now. In addition to the heavy rain, we are looking at potential for a few strong to severe storms, especially across parts of central Georgia. We'll need to monitor that over the next day or so to see how far north the warmer air gets ahead of this next system late Saturday into early Sunday. And then it'll be dry for a couple days and cooler, and then another system is expected to impact the area by the middle of next week, although some of the details with that are a little sketchy, being that it's so far out. But we could see additional rain, perhaps even some winter weather across far north Georgia. But again, we're still 6-7 days out. A lot of things could happen, but some of the medium range models are showing some precipitation moving into a colder air mass that is expected to be in place by the middle of next week. Here's the daily threat outlook. Basically tonight, only put a 2 on there just for some of the residual river and stream flooding that exists right now, and that is expected to continue through tonight into tomorrow. As we go into Saturday and Sundays, mainly a Saturday night into Sunday morning concern for that next system with another round of heavy rain and the potential for a few stronger to marginally severe storms. We'll have to keep an eye on that, monitor that. And then going into next Wednesday, that's the next system expected to bring some rain to the area. No major impacts at this point that far out. We will be watching the potential for some winter weather on the backside of this event, but it's still way out in the future at this point. So what have we seen and what is ongoing at the moment? The graphic on the left shows you that much of the area received anywhere from 2 to as much as 5-6 inches of rain in local spots, especially areas from Polk, Haralson County up across Bartow into Cherokee County. We had some reports over 6 inches in that area. That's where we had some of the more extreme localized flash flooding overnight into early this morning. Graphic that you see on the right are all the river and stream points across our forecast area. The ones that are yellow, orange, or red would indicate, especially the ones that are orange or red, would indicate either minor or moderate flooding, either ongoing or expected to occur here in the next 6 to 12 hours or so. And that graphic is taken from the National Water Prediction Service page at water.noaa.gov. So we're cleaning up from the last couple of days. Skies are beginning to clear to the north and west of the area. We got some high clouds moving southwest to northeast across a good portion of the state. Most of the rain and thunderstorm activity is well to our south and east now, across far south Georgia and into North Florida at this point. So again, cooler, drier air moving into the area. The winds are kicking up, so we will have a concern of some gusty winds, gusting to maybe 25, 30 miles per hour through the afternoon into the evening hours tonight. So as looking ahead into this weekend, this is a quick little snapshot of that line of heavier rain, potentially some storms moving across the area with this next system as we go into Saturday night and Sunday. Again, the primary threats will be locally heavy rain, which could exacerbate the ongoing flood issues as we really aren't going to dry out too much between now and then. The storm threat is conditional, dependent on how far north the warmer air surges ahead of this system. We are expecting the warmer air to be a little bit farther north than what we experienced yesterday over the last couple of days. So the threat to see a few stronger to maybe severe storms is going to be a little bit higher and extend further into our area with this next system due to that. So we'll be talking about that here over the next couple of days with email updates. So from the Storm Prediction Center, the latest severe or outlook for Saturday into Saturday night, early Sunday does show a good chunk of north and central Georgia in the slight risk. Again, SPC is banking on the warmer air going as far north as eastern Tennessee into the higher elevations of North Georgia. We're not 100% confident that that's going to occur, but I would say anywhere south and west of a Dalton to Gainesville line stands the chance of seeing some stronger storms out of this system compared to what we had yesterday with just the heavier rain. Even though we had some lightning, we weren't anticipating any severe weather with that. So something to keep an eye on as we head into late Saturday night, and early Sunday. The other concern is the heavy rain flood potential, especially over parts of northwest and west central Georgia, areas from LaGrange, Atlanta, Gainesville to the west. That's where we had the heaviest rainfall with this past system, and we're expecting another 1 to 2 inches, locally higher amounts with Saturday night, early Sunday system. So again, those areas will be at risk of seeing some localized flooding and river and stream flooding as well. So again, looking at the severe threat, depending on how far north the warm air gets, we think anywhere, at this point, we do think the cooler air is going to retreat back to the north and east into parts of North Carolina and South Carolina, a little bit more so, or a little bit farther north than what we saw with this past system. So for areas, again, from Dalton down to Gainesville, Athens, south and west of there, we're gonna be in the warmer air mass with this system. So with the energy coming through at the front, do anticipate a few stronger to marginally severe storms possible. So be prepared for that as we head into Saturday night and early Sunday. Rainfall with this next system, anywhere from about a half an inch from like Macon up towards Augusta. Higher amounts are expected to the north and west. We do anticipate a few showers to develop Friday night into Saturday, but the bulk of the heavier precipitation is expected with the main line of storms or activity coming through Saturday night into early Sunday. So here's a look at the temperatures, the highs and lows for some selected cities across north and central Georgia over the next 6 to 7 days. See, we warm up a little bit going into Friday, tomorrow and Saturday. Then the front comes through Saturday night, and Sunday cools us back down by Monday morning. With temperatures seasonal for this time of year, for mid-February, going into the middle part of next week, you can see where the highest rainfall totals and when they are expected to occur. Again, overnight, Saturday night into Sunday morning, before that system gets out of here late Sunday. And then it gets dry again Monday into Tuesday. So that's a look at the latest forecast for temperatures, highs and lows, and expected precipitation with this next system over the weekend. And then looking even farther ahead, the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook across the area, showing a good chunk of the state with a higher probability of seeing below normal temperatures. And then precipitation being at or slightly above normal, potentially across parts of south and southeast Georgia through that period. So cooler than normal weather is anticipated looking into basically the end of next weekend, and into the following week as we go into the third and final week of February. Much cooler than what we experienced over the first 10 to 12 days of February for sure. So to summarize this briefing, again, the threat of any heavy rain storms from this past system has ended, but we are looking at some lingering flooding, especially over the rivers and streams. Expect that to continue over the next couple of days. Next storm system is expected to impact the area late Saturday night into Sunday with some heavy rain. Amounts aren't expected to be as high as what we saw with this last event, but we are looking at least 1 to 2 inches across a good chunk of west central northern Georgia. And again, the low risk for a few strong to severe storms will be there as the warmer air kind of starts to move back to the north and east across the area on Saturday ahead of this next system. And then by the middle of next week, another system will be moving through with kind of a cooler rain, perhaps a winter threat over far north Georgia, but it is way too soon to get into that. Just something to kind of keep in the back of your mind as we go over, like through the weekend into the first part of next week. Thank you all very much again for joining us today. Some various contact information to connect with us. I hope you all have a good rest of the day and a wonderful weekend. Stay safe out there.